Hello, everyone, and welcome to NCEFT's Live Series, where you get to see, learn, and explore the world of NCEFT through the eyes of barn staff, adaptive riding instructors, and therapists. My name is Rochelle McLaughlin, and I am an occupational therapist, and I'm certified to teach mindfulness-based stress reduction through the University of Massachusetts Medical School. I have been bringing mindfulness to NCEFT for many years, and I also bring it to groups at San Jose State University and Dominican University, and I'm so delighted that you're here. And we are going to make our way down to where our horse is hanging out in the paddock. And as a part of our practice in integrating mindfulness, since we're walking, we can always arrive fully right here in every single moment. So right here and now, as I'm walking, I can draw my awareness down into my feet and feel the sensation of my feet on the ground and just really ground myself in the sensations of my body. And so today I'm going to be just teaching you, sharing about mindfulness. It's one of the greatest gifts of my life and how we can integrate it with horses. And so today we're going to be working with a horse named PC. And right now it looks like he's having a dirt bath in the which is fabulous. So there might be a little bit of a dust cloud happening right now. But this is really quite extraordinary that we can, engage with horses. And I'd like to share a little bit about how mindfulness can benefit our interaction, not just with ourselves, but one another and with animals. Considering in particular that horses are prey animals, which means they're extraordinarily present. And they're such a large animal that we can actually sense their presence on a really profound level. And it's also important for us to, when we are going to engage in an animal like a horse, is to become present ourselves. He's got a lot of energy today. He's running around. Hi, PC. Hi, sweetheart. Hello. So before I even go into the paddock and join PC, I'm going to really ground myself in my body. And considering all that's going on in our lives today, things are really intense. I've said this for years, but particularly with the pandemic, and it's really turned our lives upside down. Hi, Annie. Hi, are you exploring? Hello. Hello, good morning. Did you have a dirt bath? I love it. It's fantastic. So before I even go into the paddock and join PC, a way for me to ground myself is just like what I was saying when we were walking. So really drawing my awareness into my feet or my legs or my body as a whole. And there's so many different sensations that we can become aware of, whether that be tingles or itches, pain, pressure, heaviness, lightness. And our work is to we're putting out the welcome mat for whatever is here. So I'm not necessarily trying to have any kind of specific experience. I'm not trying to get relaxed. I'm really just showing up for whatever is here. And that includes anxiety, stress, overwhelm. It could be grief and sorrow. It could be joy and wonder and delight, which I feel in getting to say good morning to PC here, feel delighted, which to me, like in an embodied experience of this, it feels like tingling and warmth. And I feel like expansive. And so we can, just really tune into the whole spectrum of human experience, honoring our humanity as we are, completely as we are. And I'm so excited to get to go in and say hello. So, and also Chris is here with us. She is the director of therapy and director of programs here. She's our camera person here. And I'm so grateful to have her here with us too. And she knows so much about the horses, and you'll get a chance to, I know you've met Chris already if you've tuned into one of our lives before, and she'll be back on to doing all kinds of amazing things for us. So definitely watch out for that and tune into those. So one more time, I'm just going to ground myself in my body, in the present moment, putting out the welcome mat for whatever's here. And then we'll go ahead and go on in and say hello. Good morning. Hi, PC. Can I come in and join you? Can we visit? So mindfulness is really just, being with whatever is here. So right now I'm just feeling my feet on the ground, and I'm just tuning into how PC is doing with me coming in to visit, and just really honoring what PC might be needing. So to explore me, maybe get, a sense of what I smell like, maybe what is my energy. And also they're, animals, they're huge animals. So we also need to, take care of ourselves and establish, healthy boundaries around our own physical space. And then just, giving myself this opportunity to like fully be present for this whole experience. And the PC's coat is just silky and so soft, and you can imagine how, this is a part of animal-assisted therapy. We know research-wise how just being with animals can be such an extraordinary grounding experience, because they can give us all these amazing experiences. He's wanting to say hi to Chris and to you all. He's saying hello to everybody. Yay, it's so wonderful. And so, just gosh, this whole experience of being with animals is absolutely extraordinary. And we can, if we're present for it, we can really allow ourselves to be nourished by our connection. And just knowing that humans have been with animals, for millions of years as we've been on this planet. So we have a very special connection with animals, and that we can really honor and acknowledge that and experience it fully. Not just, as I'm petting him and I can feel his silky, soft coat, but I can also, the scent of being around horse has a very specific, earthy smell. And I can also tune into the warm rays of the sun on my skin. Those are other things that can keep me really grounded in the present moment. And one of the reasons why this is so significant, particularly right now when we're in such stressful, intense times, is that, when our mind is either, maybe ruminating about stressful things that happened in the past, someone said something, or something that happened, that might happen in the future, that we're not present for our lives in this moment, when we're either, when our mind is all over the place. Knowing too that, that's going to be a natural part of us sort of grappling with what's, happening to us globally, because this is happening on a, the pandemic situation is happening on a global level, so it's happening to all of us. But a way to really stay grounded and to access our own inner resources for clarity and insight is to really use our body as an anchor for our awareness. And not just, the whole of our body, but one, it could be the sensation of our breath. So we can notice right now, I can feel the air as my, and PC's coming to say hi to everybody. And when you're that close to a horse, you can feel them breathing. You can feel their body expanding, contracting, all the while we are also feeling and tuning into our own sensation of our own breath, either it's chest or belly. Another great thing to do before we engage with animals, but also with any other being in our lives, is to, we can notice if there's any unnecessary tension anywhere, maybe in the muscles around our eyes, or our jaw, or our shoulders, or our belly, and see if we can allow those areas to release and relax. And it's wonderful, by all means, if you're able to do that, that's wonderful. And if not, that's okay too. That, our practice in mindfulness is really about putting out the welcome mat for whatever's. So the tension's not releasing and you still feel tight, that's completely okay as well.
So really it's a radical act of self-care and self-compassion, acknowledging our whole being, which stimulates what's called the parasympathetic nervous system, which brings a greater sense of well-being and ease to us, which is also really important when we're going to engage animals. They, particularly for horses, they're prey animals, they can really sense what's going on for us as humans, and they will actually, just get feedback from us related to how we're doing. In some way, when they reflect back to us how we're doing, we can also, it's kind of like a biofeedback loop. So we can make adjustments. So the PC, PC is super engaging and so much fun to be around. Tell him loves students, so it's fun. See if there's anything else. I wonder if there's any questions. You guys, if you're on the call, you can ask questions. Chris is here too. If there's anything you want to ask about, the horse specifically, or about our grounds here at NCEFT.
Why do you ground yourself again?
Yeah, so there's many layers to this, and we could talk for hours about that in particular, but one of the more powerful reasons why we would do that is that when our mind is wandering into thought, for example, particularly when we feel anxious or overwhelmed, it's often because we're either ruminating about something that happened in the past, or we're worrying about something that might happen in the future. And we don't really know what might happen in the future. We really don't know. So it's really like fantasies that can often cause us to feel a lot of stress and anxiety. And so just for us personally, to ground ourselves in the present moment gives us a chance to really come back into our body, to access our own inner resources for clarity and strength and insight, so that we can move forward with making decisions and having discernment for creating the life we want, and we do that in every act, every choice that we make. When we're working with horses, to ground ourselves so that we can be present for them, and that we can develop, a good positive connection with them, and also to actually protect ourselves. So you can imagine, horses, they're big animals, so you want to be present when you're around them so that you can stay safe. And this is like a metaphor for life, right? So that we can, Chris.
How do you engage children in mindfulness with horses?
Yeah, so I've taught mindfulness programs with children, with horses, and there's lots of different ways to do it, but as I mentioned, it's an incredible sensory experience to be around horses. Because they are absolutely present, just being with them is it's like a grounding experience, because you can sense their groundedness and their presence, and so it actually attunes us to that kind of energy. It's also just delightful, and we can do all different kinds of things, whether it be, just having the whole sensory experience, brushing the horse, touching the horse, connecting with the animals. We know that this actually helps to regulate our nervous system, and this, of course, occurs also with children. So it's deeply therapeutic and so powerful to bring children around horses, work with, and then integrating mindfulness of being present. So just like as I was walking here, I was really attuning, dropping my awareness down in my body so that my mind is not all over the place, which can just take us out of our body and help it and make us feel anxious and overwhelmed. And that's not how we want to approach a horse. We really want to be present for them. Again, to also keep coming to say hi to you guys. Any other questions for us at all?
Is there something specific that you could do? Like, would you have a child feel that, like you were expressing, feel the texture of their hair or things like that? Is that something you would do?
Absolutely, yes. So what we would do, is to, we could do grooming, not just learning about like the tack, and we can learn about specific things, about horses, but really having this full embodied experience of what it feels like, to just, he's so warm, and his coat is so silky and shiny, and he's so powerful. Like you can feel his muscles. He's so strong, and he's so present that you can really experience it. Full embodied experience of it. He's so engaging, and it's just delightful. So, any other questions before we go? We have one more question. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this NCEFT Live Series. It was really lovely to have you. Thank you, PC, for hanging out there here with us. And tune in on Tuesday, as Cindy is going to be giving us a tour of the sensory trail, which is so delightful. So you don't want to miss that. Thanks again so much for joining us today for the NCEFT Live Series. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take care, everyone.